So real quick, like, I think a lot of people do not see, because they don't scratch the surface. They're pretty much, you guys are, thinking that Tekashi 6ix9ine is, just a snitch. And, to be honest, I'm glad that little motherfucker is snitching. But, that's just besides the point, because I kind of have an idea of what's going on here. Now, recently, Tekashi 6ix9ine basically outed people like Cardi B and Jim Jones and blase, a few more people, whatever. What a lot of you fail to realize, though, is that what's really going on, and this is just my opinion and the theory that I've come to, because in studying this stuff and looking into the background of this stuff, I'm realizing that there's a lot of stuff going on, whether it be Hollywood and the music industry, and a lot of famous people are going to be brought down. I've said this before. You guys are so obsessed with celebrities that you guys think that their reality is something that's real, and you guys live your life through these celebrities. A lot of you do. These are your gods, your idols, right? You guys are idol worshippers. So anyway, I wanted to touch on this because this is what I believe is going on. See, Tekashi is in a world of shit by himself because of his parts in whatever's going on. He's looking at time, but you guys gotta understand, he's just the small time. He's the small time, meaning he's not really who they're after. At the end of the day, yeah, he gonna get some time, but it's like he's gonna get that little time if he's cooperating to bring down these larger people, okay? And what I think is going on, because what a lot of you guys don't realize, is that these music labels in Hollywood are fronts for criminal organizations. And we're talking about drug trafficking. We're talking about human trafficking. We're talking about child sex trafficking. Okay? We're talking about pimping, pandering, and all of that. And they're using the music labels to basically to launder this money. Okay? And use this stuff as fronts. For instance, Rachel Chandler. She's using modeling agencies as a front for trafficking humans, okay? And getting these young adults, young teens caught up in human trafficking. And Rachel Chandler is a victim herself, but she's not a victim. She became a child handler, okay? And I'm gonna make a video on Rachel Chandler one day, but and get into who she's connected to. And once her stuff starts to drop, you're gonna start to see a lot more of these celebrities, be brought down. Anyway, let's get into the African American mafia. So then you guys can understand, because a lot of this is going around New York, okay? And Tekashi is telling on a lot of people from New York, right? So anyway, it says the African American Mafia is an influential organized crime group in the United States operating the defense for La Cosa Nostra, okay? The Corsican Sicilian Mafia, which is operating in Baltimore and is overseen by corrupt CIA and FBI agents, sell the opium to the Lucci's crime family in New York City, and they provide a portion of it to D-Block, which is a rap gang and organized crime group operating out of Yonkers, with Chic Luch, which is Lucci's, Jadakiss, and Styles P as rappers and bosses, and them and their associates then run it to the block gangs in various cities on the East Coast. The Lucci's crime family operates in Yonkers with their Tanglewood boys. D-Block are selling heroin to various block gang sets in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Massachusetts. And these block gangs then fight each other for dominance in the cities. Back in 2005, 2006, they turned nearly every street in my nearby city into individual gangs, with the most dominant block gang calling itself D-Block. Once the crime increased, the local police brought in the federal agents, which federalized the local police. D-Block has a gang in in New Orleans called D-Block. They have female agents in the New Orleans Port Authority, which is involved in human trafficking. D-Block then launders their money at their D-Block car wash and gas located in Yonkers, as well as launder drug and criminal profits through their D-Block records. Businesses like car washes, bars, and strip clubs deal in mostly cash, and this is useful in laundering dirty money. D is for diesel, and D is the most common street term for heroin. D-Block is the largest African American organized crime syndicate in the U.S. Okay, it goes on to say, Joseph Lubrano runs the Lucci's Yonkers division today. The Tanglewood Boys of Yonkers deny he is a member. However, they said that to protect him, D-Block are probably the highest level black mafia in the United States and are the most powerful mafia organization in the rap industry. As the heads of black mafia in the United States, Sheik Luch represents the Lucci's crime family, Styles P represents the Gambino crime family, and Jadakiss represents the Genovese crime family, and they are a reformed council formerly headed up by Nicky Barnes. The Diplomats are a Harlem rap group, and them and their Purple City Productions associates, like a continuation of the East Harlem Purple Gang, which was allied with the council. Dipset includes the rappers Cameron, Jim Jones, Joel Santana. And like I just said, recently, Tekashi 6ix9ine outed who? Cardi B and who? Jim Jones. So what I'm telling you guys is that Tekashi is just a small guy. He's bringing down the big gangs and the mafia motherfuckers. Because I'm telling you who's going right there with him. Jay-Z, Beyonce, all of them. Jay-Z and Beyonce are into this human trafficking. That's why Jay-Z is with the NFL. And you know what? Why he's working with the NFL. Because through the Super Bowls and shit is when they're trafficking kids the most. And if you control the artists, because during the halftime show is when all this trafficking is going on. You guys don't realize what bread and circus is. It's been going on since the time of Rome. What I'm saying is, you keep people fat and you keep them into sports and games and all of that, and you keep them stupid. They have no idea what's going on. That's why the stadiums are shaped like coliseums. Okay, I'm just you guys understand what they were doing is distracting people from what is going on. So in Rome back in the day, what they were doing was they were slaughtering Christians and keeping the people distracted by keeping them watching gladiator games. Get what I'm saying? So during the halftime show is when they are trafficking these kids. And that's why Jay-Z has got his nose in the NFL, and he's going to be over the halftime show artists and all, because him and Beyonce are trafficking kids. Period. There is no ifs, ands, or buts to it. Okay? They're all involved with this stuff. There was a bust during the last Super Bowl game. And you know who was in on that? Kraft. Okay, the Patriots coach. So listen what I'm saying. What Tekashi is doing as the small fry, and he's still busted. But if you guys pay attention to what's going on, well, I'm telling you, mark my words. You can come back and tell me later that I'm wrong, and I will accept that. But the way I'm seeing it is this: Tekashi is telling on everybody who's involved with these gangs and these higher up crime syndicate. I'm telling you, because listen, like if they're telling you, look, we're gonna give you 50 years or whatever for what you've done, but if you cooperate, we can knock some of that down. We just need you to give us such and such. You don't think Tekashi's gonna do that? And you know what? That's what I'm saying. I'm glad he's doing it, because this stuff has to be brought down. They have been involved with crimes against humanity. Okay? We're talking about child sex trafficking. You know who else is involved with this? Trina. Listen, I'm going to keep reading. So anyway, Herb McGruff is a Harlem rapper that works with the council and their marijuana trafficking. Cameron worked with McGruff in the early 90s along with Big L, who was murdered. Big L was intended to be the head of the council. Frank Lucas was a hidden front man for the council. The Cuban and Puerto Rican rapper Fat Joe, who is from the South Bronx, along with his group Terror Squad, worked with the Cuban Marielitos, the Marielitos gang, which also operate out of the South Bronx. Members of Terror Squad include the rappers Cuban Link, Triple Seis, Prospect, and Armageddon, and they work with the African American Mafia. Some high-level Puerto Rican mobster rappers also include Joel Ortiz, Chris Rivers, the son of Big Pun, and Terminology, who works with the Irish Mafia in Boston through Static Skeleton, an Irish music producer from the same town as Terminology. Excuse me. Slang is a rapper and an actor, as well as the Irish mobster that works with him, as well as the Irish rapper and mobster Danny Boy in the group La Coca Nostra. Rex is another Boston rapper and member of the African American Mafia. The Alchemist is a rap music producer connected with many East Coast gangster rappers, and he is a white Jew. Alchemist is a Jewish mobster and middleman between the African American Mafia and the Jewish Mafia. Action Bronson is a Jewish Albanian mobster and the rapper, as well as a boss of some Albanian gangs. The movie American Gangster was about Frank Lucas, and Jay-Z made a music album associated with the movie. Jay-Z is like the modern councils. Frank Lucas, D-Block are also working with P. Diddy, who they were originally signed to under Bad Boy Records. P. Diddy is a frontman for the Genovese 116 Uptown crew, headed up by Laborio Belomo. P. Diddy was signed to Andre Harrell's Uptown Records, and today Diddy is worth over $800 million. P. Diddy, the rapper Shine, who was signed to Diddy's Bad Boy Records, were arrested for gun possession and attempted murder. P. Diddy got off on all charges, and Shine did 10 years and took the fall as P. Diddy's patsy. Shine is still a criminal, even though he took the fall for Diddy. Shine's father is the Prime Minister of Belize. Belize has a lot of street gangs and drug cartels operate there. The Lucci's crime family supplied opium and heroin to the council, and they still do to this day. Jadakiss, Sheik Luch, and Styles P are known in the council as the Three Wise Guys. They are probably the most legitimate mafia organization comparable to the Italian mafia. Members of Wu-Tang and Dipset, members of the modern-day drug council, including Jim Jones, Hell Rell, Raekwon, and Ghostface Killah as members. Hell Rell works as Jim Jones' middleman. Other criminals, members of Wu-Tang include Method Man and his associate Redman, U-God, Gizem, Master Killer, Inspector Deck, and Capadonna. They are all criminals, and Wu-Tang specializes in prostitution of white women and trafficking of angel dust, or PCP. Master Ace is an associate of Wu-Tang and also a criminal tactician. MOP are a Brooklyn rap duo involved with organized crime. The rapper Cool G Rap is an elder and like the concierge for the African American Mafia. The rapper AZ is likely a member of the council, and he operates in New Jersey and also works with Nas. Their influence and credibility with street gangs has put them high up with the organized crime. D-Block are connected with Rough Riders and the psychopath and career criminal DMX, and Cassidy, a Philly rapper, as a former member. Cassidy and his Larceny family rap group oversees some street gangs criminal activities in North Philly as a proxy for the Greek Philly mob, which operate in North Philly. And they also work with Albanian mafia associates. Cassidy was tried for murder and got off on the time served during his trial. Meek Mill is a South Philly rapper with a long criminal history, formerly overseeing some street gangs in his territory as a proxy for the Philly mob. Meek Mill is a convicted criminal. Benny Siegel is a South Philly rapper signed to Jay-Z's Rockefeller Records and is also overseeing street gangs in the Philly region. Benny Siegel takes his name to honor the Jewish gangster Bugsy Siegel. The rapper Freeway is an associate of Jay-Z and Benny Siegel. Freeway works with the Philadelphia Black Mafia. Jay-Z is the top boss of the AVLN, founded in Chicago, which which has moved into New Jersey. The Rockefeller Foundation financed AVLN, and this is why Jay-Z calls his record company Rockefeller. And yeah, Jay-Z is working with the Chicago Outfits and Colombo crime family, which are both owned by the Colonna family of Rome. Wu-Tang are another rap group overseeing organized crime, and they are working with the Five Families and De Cavalcante. I screwed that up. The Cavalcante, De Cavalcante, a crime family of New Jersey. RZA, or Robert Fitzgerald Diggs, who lives in New Jersey, is a boss of the AVLN and also works with Asian gangs, the Irish Mafia, and Five Families. RZA is the most evil rapper that I have come across, and he is also a 33rd degree Freemason. G-Unit and Mobb Deep operate out of Queens and work with the Five Families and oversee both the Bloods and Crips in New York City. G-Unit is involved with cocaine under Tony Yayo and prostitution under Lloyd Banks. 50 Cent oversees extremely dangerous. 50 Cent oversees both Crips, the Bloods and the Crips on the East Coast, and is extremely dangerous. 50 Cent is friends with Gotti Jr., who is his real boss. The rapper Papoose and his rap group Thugcation run a powerful street gang in Brooklyn involved with trafficking, weapons, and drug like crack cocaine. And it's funny because Papoose just tweeted not that long ago, just like a few days ago or whatever, talking about Tekashi and all this snitching and all that stuff. It's funny because he's wrapped up in this too. You feel what I'm saying? Tekashi is bringing down these big ass mafia crime syndicates that is screwing over for black people, period. I'm not gonna just say black people. I'm gonna say the youth, the masses of people. These people are destroying your minds. They really are. And they're doing all this criminal ass shit underneath it all. Man, look, I'm telling you, they're not gonna let this video get out as soon as I upload it. I'm telling you right now, they are not gonna let it get out. And the only way it's gonna get out is if y'all share it. Where was I at? Laborio Belomo, who is really both a Genovese and Colombo mobster, oversees Papoose, Capone, and Noriega, are New York rappers and members of the African American Mafia. Lil Wayne is from New Orleans and signed with Cash Money Records along with Birdman as co-founder. Birdman was charged with possession of a pound of marijuana in 2007. Lil Wayne was charged with criminal possession of a weapon and marijuana and did 1 year in Rikers Island, and later was arrested for possession of narcotics for sale. Trina is a female rapper from Florida that works with Lil Wayne, and she is involved with trafficking children. Okay? Cash Money Records is a New Orleans crime family proxy overseeing criminal gangs in the New Orleans region. The New Orleans crime family is headed up by Joe Gagliano, along with Marcello Family Associates. They run and infiltrate some Louisiana casinos and are involved with criminal trafficking with the Gulf Cartel. The Spanish Bourbons own the Gulf Cartel, and their French cousins, the House of New Orleans, own the New Orleans crime family. BG is another rapper signed to Cash Money and received 14 years for illegal gun possession and witness tampering. Cash Money is also located in Miami, Florida, where the Trafficon family operate, and they work with the Gulf Cartel and Cuban Mafia and have associates of the Five Families managing criminal operations. DJ Khaled is a Miami-based music producer connected with Jay-Z's Rock Nation, Terror Squad, and Cash Money. The Mafia in Florida are involved with trafficking large amounts of cocaine. Rick Ross is a high-level Mafia associate and gangster rapper from Florida who has been charged with possession, kidnapping, and assaults. The rapper Rick Ross takes his name from the drug trafficker Freeway Rick Ross. The rapper Rick Ross is close friends with Chris Paciello, a member of the Italian Mafia who was convicted of murder and now owns clubs and bars in Miami. The Trafficon family crime family, oversee the Georgia region, as well as Vincent Loscalzo as a top advisor. And here we go about T.I. Now, see, a lot of y'all don't realize T.I.'s trying to be this, oh, we gonna have a stripper fair, but I turned activist ass nigga. Now, no, listen, T.I. is just as much in this shit as anybody else, okay? So T.I. is an Atlanta rapper signed to Jay-Z's label. He was convicted of a federal weapons charge and recently opened a strip club. The mafia run most of the strip clubs in the United States and use them for money laundering, prostitution, and drug dealing. Detroit's black mafia operate in Georgia gangster fronts. They promote crime and then use their associates to provide drugs, weapons, and organized crime skills to the street gangs. La Cosa Nostra is using the black mafia as a line of defense, similar to the way the Sicilian mafia used Camorra and Andrangheta as their defense in Italy. Cannabis is a Jamaican-born rapper in the U.S. that works with the Jamaican posses. Damian Marley is another boss for the Jamaican posse. The Black Mafia family are an African-American Detroit's organized crime syndicates involved with the rap industry and have been associated with the rappers Jay-Z, T.I., Young Jeezy, and Fabulous, who worked with the Black Mafia Entertainment's Blue Da Vinci. Fabulous runs a prostitution network. The Black Mafia family are a proxy for the Detroit partnership. Dr. Dre runs the Crips in Los Angeles and is worth over $800 million. Dr. Dre is pure evil, and he works with the Italian Jimmy Iovine, who is an agent of the Gambinos and their Brooklyn faction, run by Gotti and Louis Valerio. The rapper The Game is an admitted Blood, and he runs the Bloods in Los Angeles. Dr. Dre and The Game are both closely connected with G Unit, which are involved with the Bloods and Crips on the East Coast. Snoop Dogg is a high-level Crip. Suge Knight is a top boss of the Bloods and also a boss of the Crips. And that's why Suge Knight is, he really in there fighting. And really, it's about this stuff right here. I'm telling you right now, you guys can come back and tell me later, yo, I was wrong, and I will accept that. But like I said, this is what my theory is, and this is what I believe is going on. This is why I believe Tekashi is running his mouth, okay? Because these people are all involved with some shit. And this is, you know what, I'm just keep it real. It's the Trump effect. Because people are trying to attack Trump, and the reason why these people are attacking Trump, from everybody from the blacks to Hollywood to the, liberals and all that, is because they are exposing all of this nonsense going on. That's just the fact. So anyway, so it goes on to say that the rappers Necro and Ill Bill are Jewish gangster rappers that work with the African American mafia. Vinnie Paz is a well-respected gangster rapper in the U.S. and he is a made man in the Sicilian mafia. He was born in Sicily. Jay-Z, P. Diddy, Dr. Dre, and 50 Cent are top leaders of this criminal group. La Cosa Nostra profits from all these criminal fronts and uses these rappers to manage gangs, which operates as their defense. So, like I was saying, you have these foul rappers out here committing these crimes, and this is my theory. Tekashi, like I said, is snitching because he is helping to bring this down because he's looking at some time. But if they're asking him, you know what, we need this person, we need to bring this person down, they're stopping this and that, and that's exactly what they're doing. These people are using these labels, these music labels and stuff like that as a front to launder money. Then you know what, Tekashi is going to snitch. And you know what, he going to do his time too. He's no different than any of them. You guys need to stop worshiping these idols. Because when you start to open your eyes and see that these people are not your friends, okay, they do not have your best interests at heart. They don't give a damn about none of the issues y'all going through. Why they do this is because they want you guys to think the way they think, and then they also want to try to make it. They put on this act like, we're rich, we made it, and yet we gotta still feel like we gotta attach ourselves to the little people. They don't relate to the average working person, okay? And you guys try to live your life through these people. The way you dress, the way you talk, the way your demeanor is, your attitude about life, you get that shit from these guys. They basically raised you. A lot of y'all at the TVs raise your kids now. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, you just gotta be smart about this shit. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. Y'all figure this out yourself. But that's just my theory. I think Tekashi is helping to bring some of this shit down. And, you know, he made a deal for himself. The deal is I'm snitching on everybody. Okay? Papoose, Jim Jones, Cardi B, everybody, Jay-Z, everybody going down. I told you guys it's gonna happen, man. I've been saying it for 3 years.